Next part we have last class learned, that is how to extinguish fire. That is we have seen by using water, but for the electrical appliances, the fire due to electrical appliances or fire due to oil, oil or petrol, we cannot use water because water and oil floats on water. Oil and petrol actually float on water, so therefore it will keep on burning although you drop water over it, pour water over it, then also we can't stop fire because oil and petrol are lighter than water, so it will start floating over water. So the fire cannot be extinguished by using water in case of oil and petrol, and in case of electrical equipment the water become a good conductor of that current. It will carry a current and causes the shock, severe shock to the people standing in that water or helping to put off the fire. So it is much more difficult. So water we are using only when there is a fire is broke out due to wood or paper, or any house is burning without electrical appliances are not there in that cases. And if there is a oil, petrol or any electrical appliances, due to that the fire has been broke out, then that fire is extinguished by using carbon dioxide. So for that, these kind of a cylinders we use it. Have you seen this kind of a cylinders at every places now? It is mandatory. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
here what we have to do, these are the now, earlier time it was soda acid fire extinguisher was there. So this fire extinguisher has soda and acid. Soda, that is a baking soda, and acid, that is sulfuric acid. Okay. So sulfuric acid and soda is present in that, baking soda is present in these. So in this one here in this container, baking soda has been, this is sulfuric acid can is present, and this is a solution of baking soda is present. So what happened, there is a reaction between baking soda and sulfuric acid when takes place. So baking soda reacts with sulfuric acid, it forms, baking soda is NaHCO3, sodium hydrogen carbonate, plus sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. This will form Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, plus water and plus carbon dioxide gas is given out. Now this gas will be given out when these two react together. Just a second, these people are calling continuously. Wait for a second. Yeah, sorry. So here what happened, generally in this containers, this is sulfuric acid is present inside this, unreactive, closed in this container, and this is a baking soda solution is present. So as soon as you need to extinguish the fire, at that time this knob is this pressed, When you press this knob, immediately this connection will break. So this container falls into this baking soda, will open and falls into this baking soda. Then that sulfuric acid present in this container and baking soda will react together. So they react together and form carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas is a gaseous substance, applies pressure. So with this pressure, it will start coming out of it, and through the nozzle, it will come out and get poured over the fire, forms the blanket, cuts off the oxygen supply and extinguish the fire. Is it clear how it happens?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So initially both remain unreactive. As soon as you need to extinguish fire, carbon dioxide gas is needed. That time only when you press the knob, this gas, this acid, so sulfuric acid come in contact with this baking soda, reaction takes place, carbon dioxide is formed. So that carbon dioxide moves through this nozzle, and through this it is spread over the fire and extinguish the fire. Is that clear? Mechanism clear? And why carbon dioxide is used? Because of this case. Carbon dioxide is heavier than air and it covers the fire, cuts off the supply of oxygen and puts off the fire, because it is non-supporter of fire. It won't allow the fire to burn. Clear? So this is part you have written also. The next part we have to learn the types of combustions. There are different types of combustions are present. That is, three types of combustions are present. In some book it is given four, so we will learn those all. So types of combustions: rapid combustion, spontaneous combustion, and explosions. So what are those? So different types of combustions. One is rapid combustion, second one is spontaneous combustion, and third one is explosion. So now you have seen different types of a fire. So whenever there is just a sec, I will show you the picture also. I've already copied down all those. Now you can see in this case, generally whenever you burn anything, suppose in case of matchstick, in case of LPG, is it directly when you open the knob or take out the matchstick, it will start burning? Will it happen?
No, mom.
No. What we have to do to burn the LPG, what we need to do?
Mom, could you repeat? Have
What
to
we
light
need
a
to make
match.
that this one burn LPG?
You have to
Yes, we have to.
light a matchstick and put it on the gas.
Near it, yes. So that means we have to bring a matchstick, burning candle near this gas, then gas catches the fire. Or even lighter. Lighter also, one small strike happens inside that due to electricity, and then that strike is enough for LPG to start burning. So that means there is some cause is needed to burn that substance. So directly that substance won't burn. Some external effort has to be applied on that object, then only it will start burning. So burning of the matchstick, burning of the LPG, burning of wood, all these are the examples of rapid combustion. So rapid combustion, that means the type of combustion in which substance burns rapidly, but due to help of external heat. External heat energy is needed for rapid combustion. Able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that means external heat is needed for burning any substance. Then only if it is burning, then it is called as rapid combustion. Even burning of petrol, burning of anything, that the strike is needed. Once a small heat energy, the some sufficient amount of heat energy has to be provided to that substance, then only it will catch fire. Immediately it won't catch fire. By itself, it won't catch fire. So we have to provide it external heat, then only it will. So matchstick has to be rubbed over the surface of the matchbox. Due to friction, that much enough in that's energy, heat energy is enough for the burning, and then automatically it will start burning after that, but it needs the rubbing on the surface. So this kind of combustions are called as rapid combustions. And now some places we don't need any external heating. It immediately catch fire and keep on burning continuously. It will start burning. So here, just like a forest fire example, you can take as a forest fire. Although there are some reasons of this one, human negligence, people have gone to campfire and they keep some cigarette smoke kept there, or maybe the bonfire they have made, they have not extinguished it properly. So that might be one of the reason. But most of the time what happen in summer season, when the temperature rises so high, so due to friction also, friction and that amount of heat energy present in the environment, some dried leaves or dried grass catch a fire because of the heat energy sufficient for them. So external heat energy, sometimes it is sufficient. And due to wind blowing, what happens? Those dried leaves rub over each other, and that much sometimes the some large amount of heat energy is produced, so due to which it will start catching fire, and after it will keep on burning continuously. You have seen forest fire. To extinguish the forest fire, it took months also. So there it is not needed to provide any external heat. It immediately start burning by itself. Even if we use sodium or potassium directly dropped into water, what happens? It will catch fire. Wherever a sodium or potassium when we place into water, we have seen that is it will immediately catch fire.
Yes,
In the
ma'am.
metals
Yes,
and
ma'am.
non-metals chapter, you have learned that one. So that is also spontaneous combustion, where the external heat is not necessary for burning. Keep a one this one burning firecracker at one place and leave it. What will happen? And the remaining many firecrackers are there. What will happen?
Like whichever firecracker is kept near it will like burst with it.
It will start bursting. All others in that area will start burning. So that is spontaneous combustion. So there is no external heat is necessary for the burning of any substance. Then that is called as spontaneous combustion. Burning of phosphorus in air, burning of sodium when it is mixed with water, forest fires. These are all examples of spontaneous combustions. Now explosions. So explosions, that is a firecracker. Explosions, that means this when the substance burns, it will so large amount of heat is produced, and sometimes it will start glowing also. That means the light heat also produced. Along with that, light is also produced, and along with that, the large amount of sound is also produced. Then that kind of a combustion is called as explosion. Explosion, that is all firecrackers, explosions of the firecrackers or atom bombs, or normal this one nuclear reactions, nuclear bombs are there. So all those are nuclear weapons. When we are using, all those are explosions. So some of the chemicals are also there. When they explode, that means when they start burning, a huge explosion will take place. In the recent time only, you might have seen on the news the explosion example. Have you seen outside India? Huge
Yes, ma'am.
explosion has taken place 1 month back. Exactly, I don't remember the
Yes,
name of
ma'am.
that. It is a very huge explosion. Ammonium nitrate started burning in that factory, and it causes the explosion like someone thought of the big earthquake has came. Nearby, near about 5 kilometer area, radius area has been completely devastated, damaged fully because of that. So whenever, that means explosion means whenever a combustion, the type of combustion in which the substance burns suddenly and produces large amount of sound along with light and heat energy. So that kind of a this one, that happens because of the high pressure is present on that. When it burns, at that time there was a very high pressure was present on that substance, so therefore it produces a large amount of sound when the pressure is released. So that is we call as explosions. Clear? Then there is one more type of a combustions we can consider, that is a slow combustion. We actually won't feel also. That is rusting process. Do you know rusting process?
Yes.
Rusting
Ma'am.
also is a reaction with atmospheric oxygen, but in presence of water. In that case also, the heat energy is produced, but at a lesser rate. The heat is produced but very negligible because this process is very slow process. So therefore that we call as slow combustion.
Ma'am, that Beirut explosion.
Huh? Beirut explosion, yeah, explosion. That was the explosion part. Slow combustion is rusting of iron, is a slow combustion process. So in which slowly iron combines with atmospheric oxygen, produces light energy, but very less, negligible amount of light energy, and it is immediately heat energy is produced, and it immediately radiated, so we won't feel that heat energy. So that type of a combustion we call a slow combustion. Is it clear? Are these types of combustions clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So write down these points then. This is a 3-marker question they generally ask. So explain the type of combustions or examples will be given. You have to find out which type of a combustion that is.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can you excuse me today, ma'am? Like my head is paining.
Okay, fine. You can leave.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Done?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, should we even write slow combustion?
Yes, slow combustion also you have to write down.
Or inside that topic itself?
Yeah, the same topic.
So, ma'am, instead of 3, we should make it 4.
Instead?
Instead of 3, we should make it 4.
No, these are the main, but along with that, this is also considered as a combustion. When type of combustions, you are writing only these three.
Okay, ma'am. I'm done.
Now next is flame. Flame, what do you mean by flame? This is here, you can see the flame everywhere. This is also a flame. This is also a flame. This is also a flame. What do you mean by flame? Why some substances, when they burn, they produce flame, but some substances won't. Just like charcoal, when you see charcoal, whenever it is burning, we can't see its glow burning. Means a flame we can't see. We can see only it becomes red hot. It is producing heat energy continuously, but we can see that is the flame is not produced. In case of incense stick also, you can see it will keep on burning, but does this every time produce the flame?
No, ma'am.
No, it is not. Reason? The karpur, when we place this one at the time of doing arti, we place karpur, we burn once, and after that it will keep on burning, and that time whatever it is produced, that is a flame. The candle produces the flame. Even diya, in a puja room, we burn diya, which works on the oil, which continuous burning of the oil takes place there. So there also flame is produced. So what do you mean by flame? Why some substances produces the flame and why not some substances won't produce flame? Reason is these burning of the volatile substances. Those substances have inside those substances, just like in a solid incense stick. So when we burn it, wood, when we burn it, there are some gaseous substances are present in this, or some liquid is present, which is volatile. Volatile, that means it vaporizes very fast, very quick. So when such substances are present in this into the first substance, so when we start burning the substance, these gaseous compounds will start coming out of the compound, and then it will start burning. So when the gas starts burning, it will produce flame. Is it clear? So when we burn wood, at that time there are some gaseous substances, the substance which is present in the gaseous state, they are present inside the wood. So when we start burning the wood, these gaseous substances come out of the wood and start burning, that means catch fire. So when it catches fire, it will produce flame. And in case of charcoal, the gaseous substances are not present. So no gaseous substance will come out, and therefore no flame will be produced. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is everything I've written. Try write down. Hello. So here it is written, flame is the zone of combustion of a combustible substance. Substances which vaporize during burning produce flames. So these substances get converted into gaseous state. And due to that gaseous state catches fire. So kerosene converts into gas. So whenever gas burns, it produces the flame. In case of charcoal, you can see it only glows because when these substance burns, charcoal burns, gas is not given out, or these substances could not get converted into gas. Just like LPG, although it is present inside the cylinder, it is in the liquid state because it is under pressure. It is already gas, already it is present in the gaseous state actually in the nature, but to transport it easily, it is compressed. That means applied pressure on it and stored into the cylinders. So when you open a knob, that that liquid will get space. So pressure on the gas is released. That means decreased. So when it comes through this knob, that liquid gets converted into gas. And when that gas burns, it produces this flame. Able to understand? In kerosene stove also, kerosene immediately, whenever heat is provided, that kerosene gets converted into gaseous state. And that gas keep burning here. Even in case of wax also, first it will melt and then it gets converted into gaseous state, and that gas is burning to produce this flame. But in case of coal and charcoal, these substances could not get converted into gaseous state. They remain in the solid state. So therefore, they do not produce flame. Is it clear?
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Now next is flame of a candle. Different parts, different zones of the flame of a candle. Candle zones. Now candle has these many zones are present, different layers are present. So whenever candle burns, these many different colors are formed over it. There's actually one more layer is present outside. This is not orange color, this is a dark orange or blue color actually. Just a sec.
Ma'am, should we draw this?
Drawing is needed properly. I will show you the proper one. I will give you the proper one.
Okay.
The actual one here. You can see the proper structure. Now here candle has four different zones. We will learn the mainly three zones. This is outermost blue color. Always one thing remember that whenever any substance, generally, there is the complete combustion and incomplete combustion takes place. So what do you mean by complete combustion? Complete combustion, that means it is in case of fuels. Fuels undergo complete combustion, that means fuel get sufficient or excess oxygen to burn. Then in this case, complete combustion takes place. That means that full fuel combines with excess oxygen, that means extra amount of oxygen is present, and it will form carbon dioxide, water vapors, and the large amount of heat energy is produced. So this is excess oxygen whenever it is available. Then completely this fuel will burn and produce carbon dioxide, water, and heat energy is produced. And the color of the flame is blue color. There is a blue flame is present to the flame if it is produced. This is called complete combustion. In case of incomplete combustion, so what do you mean by incomplete combustion? In incomplete combustion, fuel couldn't get the sufficient oxygen. So amount of oxygen available to it is less. Then in that case, fuel gets the oxygen, but very low amount of oxygen is available. So in that case, what happened? Instead of producing carbon dioxide, it will produce carbon monoxide, water, and heat energy is produced, but less than earlier case. So that is called as, and carbon monoxide and sometimes the unburned carbon also, plus carbon, unburned. That is what we call as smoke. This is only we call as smoke. That is when we see in from the vehicles through that silencer, sometimes we see the black smoke is coming out. On even in the industries, the chimney is producing the smoke out. So that is what is that smoke? Smoke is when the fuel is burning in oxygen. If that fuel won't get sufficient oxygen, then instead of producing carbon dioxide, it will produce either carbon monoxide or unburnt carbon, that means carbon particles as it is given out. So you have seen unburnt carbon. So whenever we cook anything on firewood, what happens to the container? Have you seen the structure of container after that? When anything is kept over the this one agiti or what we call the stove, which is works on the wood at village side. So what happens to the bottom of the container? Will it be the same?
It
Turns black.
It turns black. Even in case of when we keep a candle is burning and over that for some duration at some height, if we place our hand, what will be seen on our hand?
A black with a powdery substance.
Black color powdery substance, or even kapoor when we take aarti. So when we move our hand over that flame of the kapoor, our hand becomes black. So that black is actually the unburnt carbon, that is a smoke. Clear? So this happens when the that fuel couldn't get sufficient oxygen. So at that time this happens. So here the flame produced is yellow flame. It will produce yellow flame. And sometimes yellow plus black, that is yellow sooty flame. If very low amount of oxygen is available, if very much low amount of oxygen available, so instead of carbon monoxide, it will only keep on releasing unburnt carbon. Carbon smoke is given out. So at that time, flame color is yellow sooty. Soot is the carbon particles. It's coming out. Clear? The flame colors are due to the complete or incomplete combustion process. Able to understand this point?
Yes, ma'am.
So when complete combustion, so we have seen LPG whenever burns, it always burns with blue flame. That means there the complete combustion takes place. So when there is a yellow flame you see, so that means there is an incomplete combustion is going on. The fuel is not able to get the sufficient oxygen. So that time this happens. Clear? So this is the same complete and incomplete combustion is seen in the different layers of this candle. So you can see this is a blue flame outside. Outer coating is of the blue color. So that layer is called as outermost layer or non-luminous zone. So that zone is called outer zone is called as non-luminous. Luminous, that means the light producing substance. So here this blue part has more amount of heat energy. It do not produce light. So therefore it is called non-luminous zone. Non-luminous, that means it is not producing light. It has the maximum temperature. So that means it consists of large amount of heat energy, because in this zone the gaseous substances are in contact with atmospheric oxygen. So complete combustion takes place and large amount of heat is produced. Able to understand this point, why it is blue and why it is large heat energy is more? Are you able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Outermost is blue color because the complete combustion takes place. And why complete combustion takes place? Because there the particles of the gas are in contact with air. That means a more amount of air those gaseous particles will get to undergo combustion. So complete combustion, because it is in contact with the air, so therefore complete combustion takes place. Due to complete combustion, large amount of heat energy is produced. So heat energy is more, light energy is very less. So therefore it do not produce any light. So therefore this zone is called as non-luminous zone. Luminous, that means producing light producing object. So here it won't produce light. So therefore it is called non-luminous zone. It's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the inner one is the yellow color zone. So this yellow color is a luminous zone because it is producing light energy. So this inner part, middle part, it is called as middle zone, and it produces light energy. So it produces more amount of light energy because it is inside this blue zone. So oxygen available is less. So due to lesser oxygen available, it undergoes partial combustion. So less amount of combustion and produces carbon monoxide, due to which it burns with yellow color. And more amount of light energy is produced, so heat energy produced is less. So this is a moderately heated zone. So this part is moderately heated zone. Luminous zone, glowing smooth particles, incomplete combustion. Soot is there, not soot, it is soot. Clear? So here oxygen is in contact but very less. Oxygen will be available for these particles to burn. So partial combustion takes place and therefore more amount of light is produced but less amount of heat is produced. So here it is moderately hot zone. This yellow part is moderately hot zone. Outside it is less light, more heat. And the innermost near the wick you can see the black spot. So that black spot is because it is the innermost zone. So there is oxygen reaching to that level is very less. So very less amount of oxygen is available. So it undergoes incomplete combustion. Here at least the partial combustion is going on, somewhat less than complete combustion, but it is more than incomplete. So here incomplete combustion takes place because no oxygen is available. So carbon particles are left out only here. So therefore this area, the carbon particles are only seen, so which gives the black color. And here it is the innermost zone, combustion is not happening, so it is a cooler zone. It's a cold zone. Here the heat energy is very less. Heat energy produced is very less. That is called as dark zone. One more layer is present in the lower part of this. Near the wick there is a lower part which is also called as blue zone. The lower portion of the wick, there is a blue color is present. So this blue zone, that is called as blue zone, where the carbon monoxide, which is produced due to incomplete combustion, the carbon monoxide is keep on burning on the lower side. So that is called as blue zone. Carbon monoxide is burning in that area. The lowermost part, the lowermost light blue color shade is there. Clear? Able to understand three zones? This is a 3-mark
Yes, ma'am.
question. Draw the diagram of different zones of candle flame and explain it. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, please answer,
Yes, ma'am.
because this
Yes,
question is
ma'am.
very important. 3-mark, every time asked question. Okay. So the outermost zone, complete combustion takes place. So color of the flame is blue. It is also called as non-luminous because light energy is not produced. And the hottest part of the flame. So that part is very hot. Middle zone, there is a partial combustion takes place. So therefore color of the flame is yellow and it is moderately hot part of the flame. And it is produces more amount of light energy. So therefore that is a luminous part of the flame. So that means it provides a large amount of light energy. And the inner zone, it is a black in color due to incomplete combustions, unburnt vapors of fuel and carbon is left in that area. So therefore color is black and it is a least hot part. The hotness or a warmth, it is very less warmer area. It's clear. And then the last one is the blue zone, where the carbon monoxide, the unburned carbon monoxide is keep burning in that area, producing the blue color, the in lowermost part. Clear? So drawing, I need to give you different one that is somewhat not proper. Draw this diagram. Draw this diagram, label properly, and then after that I will give you. And before this, one second. Before drawing the diagram, you write down this. What is complete combustion and incomplete combustion means? Complete combustion, where fuel gets more amount of oxygen to burn, and here fuel gets low amount of oxygen to burn.
Ma'am, we have science class, right? After this?
Yes, after this 6:05 is will start.
Ma'am, can you scroll up?
Draw this diagram now. Drawn completed?
Done, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, write down this part. Write down this. Whoever have exams in this month or next month, please share your schedule and portions.
Okay, ma'am.
They didn't give any information about it.
Okay. No, whoever has information, if their exams are there coming nearby, please this one share me the your schedule and your syllabus portion for that test. And tomorrow you have to submit